Okay, I'm going to call this Remington 788 project done. This is a buddy of mine 788. I was told it was kept in an attic for 30 years. And you see the end of the muzzle. It still has some traces of that rust that was on it that built up here. And I could take that off with some steel wool, but it would require the bluing would come off with it. So I'm going to leave that up to him if he wants to take it all the way down and touch it up with some bluing. You see the end of the muzzle is still dark. That's not necessarily going to hurt anything. It is a place for rust to start up again, so it needs to be paid attention to. But accuracy-wise, it didn't make a difference. Also, in this particular one, the trigger was completely frozen. And I was kind of questioning whether I was going to be able to salvage it. So I tried some PB Blaster on it, and that didn't work, at least, for a rapid fix. So I soaked it in my little concoction, which is automatic transmission fluid, acetone, because you need a little acidics in there, and some Bacardi's 151, because Bacardi's 151 has loosened a lot of things over the years. Actually, Bacardi 151 is the source of the ethanol needed for the reaction inside the soak. I put that in there and I let it soak, almost a week. And I checked it halfway through and started loosening up, let it soak some more. And finally, it completely loosened up. I was able to work the trigger until everything started working. I had a little trouble with the bolt release. In this particular rifle, the bolt release, you push the safety forward, then you push it hard forward to take the bolt out. That was a little sticky. Hopefully that problem doesn't come back on it. Got to take the bolt out to clean it, so that's the rifle, 1975 vintage. Got a Tasco 412 scope on it, which is approximately the same vintage. Surprisingly, the movements are pretty accurate. I mean, they're not perfect, they're not match grade, but they're fairly accurate. I guess they were a little better back then than they are today, because Tasco scopes today are completely junk as far as I'm concerned. Okay, here we go with the shooting part. I shot some 55s, and it's not liking those 55 grain Varmint Nightmare bullets. Not too much. So I tried 40 grainers. Okay, so my first group of 40 grainers is these two here and this one here. This is the first shot. This rifle consistently throws that first shot high and slightly left on the cold clean barrel. So I would recommend that if they're going to hunt with it, to fire a fouling round before they actually do any hunting with it. Okay, so that's these three here. Okay, and then we have these three here. Okay, which was I fired later, but okay. Now we came over here and I fired. These are 40 grains with the IMR 3031. Didn't really care for it a great deal. These are 40 grain with Hodgkin benchmark 36 grains, 40 grain nozzle ballistic tip, and this is actually the scope zeroing target. So I started here, these two here, and then I came down to these two here. I overcompensated a little bit. I came up to these two here. Okay, actually 1, 2, 3. Okay, that was the final group, 1, 2, 3. I used 3 rounds because it's a sporter weight barrel, and it's being used for woodchucks in Ohio. And you never get 5 shots on a woodchuck, so 5 shots is irrelevant. What it does in the first 2 is what counts. Here's the 2. Here's the 2. Here's the 2. These are the first 2, and that's the third one. Okay? And this is where I left it. 1.2 high. 1.2 high at 100 yards is 1.5 high. Okay, Tommy and Colton, you need to listen to what I'm saying here. 1.2 high at 100. Is 1.5 high at 150, 1.2 high at 200, on at 250, and minus 2.2 at 300. Okay, so basically what we're talking now, and understand this, guys, talk about a woodchuck's kill box is about like that, okay? And that's the area behind his chest, which is his vital zones, like boom, like that, okay? So what I'm going to do, at 100 yards, I'm going to hold the bottom of the kill box. At 150 yards, I'm going to hold the bottom of the kill box. And same at 200. So I'm going to keep my crosshairs in the lower quarter of that kill box. Okay, when I get out to 200, I can bring it up to the center of the kill box. And when I go to 250, I'm going to go slightly above the top. When I go to 300, I'm going to go slightly above the kill box. Pay attention. Shoot for the kill box. Don't shoot for a single point. Okay? So, and that is it there. Project is done. I get it back to them, about 40, 60 rounds, and we'll be done.